Hey everybody, welcome back to IP Farms. Well, it's another beautiful day here on the farm. It's kind of early, about 7:30, Monday, December the 27th. It's my last day off before I have to go back to the daily from the Christmas holiday. You've all seen the lean-to built. It's completed, the roof's on it. So we're gonna try to take today and try to get some of this equipment out of there. I think my buddy's gonna come help me for a little while. I'm not sure how it's gonna go. You know, it ended up being as high as the lean-to was. I can get the Gleaner guy in that first bay, so that's my ultimate goal, but I don't know if I've got enough room to get all three pieces in there right now. I may end up having to build a, smaller lean-to on the back of the barn there to get the track loader in and some of this other stuff. I've got the International Olive over here. I'd like to get those moved at some point so that when I get my service truck going, it can park here beside the shop and go from there. But we're gonna do a few cold starts on the stuff. None of this stuff has been run for probably about 2 months now, the track loader or the 1086, see how that goes. And if I think I can squeeze it all in there, we might try to drag the Gleaner gal around there. She's not running and got that pulley apart I still haven't fixed yet, but if my buddy does show up, then we should be able to drag it down there and get it under the building. But if the room doesn't work out, then it doesn't. We'll worry about that later on. So let's get started and see if some of this stuff will run. All right, I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Still haven't fixed the switch in it. Seems like I have so many projects that I've got to do, and every time I go to do something, I find another project that I haven't accomplished yet. But let's see, it's been sitting, I think, since about the first or second week in November. So we're working on almost 2 months. She's gonna need some more glow plugs. I glow plugged it quite a bit to begin with, but it doesn't like the cold. Never fails to start, but you really have to cycle the glow plugs quite a bit in the wintertime. Which is not cold this morning, but like I said, just been sitting with all the cold days. It hasn't run in quite a while. Okay, I haven't done anything to the 1086. This has definitely been sitting since about the 20th of October. Last thing I did with it was chisel plow the bottom down there before I moved all the dirt. Batteries may be dead. I don't know. I still got to pump the tire up. I'll bring you guys along, see how she fires up, if it does. I love that tractor. Okay, well, that might work out after all. Wasn't too bad. I did miss the end here by a little bit. I just wanted to try it. It's about 5-6 inches shy. I might end up digging that down a little bit where I could pull straight in if I wanted to, but it wasn't too bad. Just pulled straight in here this way, twisted around and backed it right up. It's looking promising for the combine. Actually, if the bucket here, if the tire will come in far enough this way, if I can get it over close enough to the barn with the rear tire, it should work, but I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll just have to wait and see. So let's go get something else and see if we can get it in here. Boy, I'm grinning from ear to ear. I wish you guys could see it. That is progress. Two of the most valuable pieces here on the farm that I have during the reclaim are finally under shelter. I never would have dreamed in a million years. It still needs a little tweaking. It's not perfect. I think what I'm going to do is come off this end bay right here between the two poles and come off probably 12 more feet with another section of lean-to, and I'll put the center pole over about 2 more feet so that I can get the drill all the way in there and I can get the planter in there. That'll still leave me enough room to get the track loader. I can pull it straight in without having to worry about, you know, height issues. I'll wait till I get the excavator one weekend and I'll dig that down. The upper side up here is quite higher than the low side. Put me some gravel in there and fingering the screen. I can pull the track loader straight in, back it straight out. The 1086 can pull straight out, no problem. Okay, I know I'm babbling a lot in this video. I apologize. I'm just super excited about getting this stuff under the dry. But I want to take a minute to say thank you to somebody, a viewer. I've met a lot of you guys in person, and I've had the opportunity to make numerous good friends here on YouTube, and I'm very honored and blessed with that. And I had one, Mr. Brent, send me some die-cast International tractors for my grandson for Christmas, and I wasn't able to get a video on the camera here of him opening them. He was with my mom and dad that day, but I've got a couple of pictures I'm gonna throw in here. He loves them. That made his day. It's made his month actually since I've given them to him. He carries them with him everywhere. And Mr. Brent, I just wanted to say thank you for that. That sure means a lot to me, and it does him. I hope as he grows up, he'll continue to want to be here at the farm and help me. He sure does love all the tractors, and it means a lot for him to have something pretty much like I have in person for him to play with. So here's the pictures of my grandson opening that from Mr. Brent. Thank you. Well, I was able to get the hydraulic line on there that I've been putting off for about 3 months now. We're gonna see if she'll fire up. I've got all that drive system apart over there on the other side, but I really need a motor running to turn the hydraulic pump so that I can have power steering and possibly get this head up off the ground here, or the feeder house rather. I think I can pick it up and put the piece of angle iron lock under it, but I'm gonna try to get it fired up. It sure would be a lot easier with the power steering. So we'll do a cold start on the Gleaner gal here. Been many months on this one, so we'll see how she does. Purring like a kitten. Okay, well, it all went in there. It's a tight fit, especially with the Gleaner not running under its own power, but it worked. Everything I needed is in the dry. That's what I was after. So have to move the combine to get the loader out, of course, but shouldn't have to worry about that too much until spring. I'll do some clearing here or there, but like I said, it'll just give me more motivation to go ahead and get that pulley fixed on the Gleaner gal there, so she'll be back under her own power. Got it in the dry now, so that'll make it a lot easier to work on throughout the winter. I've got my big heater if I need to, so one good thing, I'm in the middle of the shed there on the pulley side. The hydraulics will be a little tough to get to over here because it's so tight against the barn here. But I'll probably just pull the shields off. I mean, it's nothing bad. I can get in there and work on everything, so I'm very much pleased. Tickled to death, actually. Okay, I'll show you one more thing and then we'll wrap this one up. Okay, I've been doing a lot of contemplating this morning. I know I talked in an earlier clip about, you know, building a little lean-to off the end here, which I'm not above that. But I've been thinking about it, and I may end up this area here, once I get the parts combine out of the way, from the fence over there, fingering the screen, over to about that cedar stump behind the trailer is roughly about 26 feet. And then that 10 laying on the ground is 24.5 feet. My rafters are 24 feet long, if you will. So I think probably what we're going to work on next, as far as major construction, after I get the back of this barn down, if I can find me some telephone poles around here local, I think I'm going to go ahead and get some poles set in the ground. I've got all the headers tripled up that came out of the big building, and I'll have enough of those if I just do 24 wide by 24 deep, and, you know, make it about 10 or 11 feet high, and that'll be plenty, and that'll give me even more access. You know, all this stuff that's under this lean-to here might end up going under there, just depends. But if I do that and a little one here on the end, I should be able to get everything that I've got and everything that I'm going to get in the dry. Super excited. Okay, everybody, we're going to wrap this one up and call it a video. Wasn't a whole lot today, I know. Some cold starts. Will they start? Was happy to get the Gleaner gal back running again, at least, and the hydraulics back fixed. Maybe this will give me some motivation to go and get that pulley situated. Tickled to death that all three of them fit. You know, I measured and measured and measured, and it was questionable. Again, you know, aggravating to have to move something out to get something out, but it sure beats it sitting out in the weather. So I'm tickled to death, honestly. You know, maybe we'll move on to the pole barn here before too much longer and go and get it up, and then that'll give me a place to put everything that I've got in the dry. I'll have to admit, I do kind of like the carpentry work. The height thing I'm not fond of, and that's one reason I steered away from this pole shed. But we'll definitely have to get a, you know, lull or some kind of lifting mechanism to get those rafters up there, or trusses rather, whatever you call them, if I do that other pole barn. So we'll see what happens, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Please consider subscribing if you hadn't already. You know, hit the thumbs up button if you like what you see. It does help the channel out quite a bit. Thumbs down, I understand it's not for everybody. Just wanted to give you guys insight on what all this lean-to was about, and to be able to get some of these antique pieces of equipment under the shelter. Until next time, thank you.